Hey guys, welcome back. Jake Ellenbogen here, Jake Ellenbogen channel. Back here with a live stream post game, like I said I would do. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but hey, we're here. We're here to talk. Some of you are really happy because I do have Packers fans that are following this, and I have other team fans that are following this. If you fall into the category of Rams, you're upset. I get it. If you fall into the category of Packers, then you're probably happy. If you fall into the category of being a Baltimore Ravens fan or a Buffalo Bills fan, you're probably not watching this stream. And if you are, I really appreciate you, and I'm surprised at you. But nonetheless, we got a lot to discuss, right? It's a fun game, really fun. 32-18. The Packers are moving on to the NFC Championship game, huge opportunity for Rodgers. Not far from getting his second ring, just two more wins away. But yeah, we're here. We're gonna be talking. I'm gonna be answering all your questions, comments, concerns. I'm sure there's some concerns. I mean, anytime there's a loss, there's gotta be concerns. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Looks like everybody's in here, or not everybody. We don't have the 130 that I left with, but yeah, let's go through this. Exile asks, you think we could trade for Stafford or Watson? I think the Rams feel good about Jared Goff, and I thought Jared Goff played pretty well. You can't really fault Jared Goff in this game. I thought he did everything you asked him to do, and he didn't turn the ball over. Just very shocking to see it be the defense that's the reason the Rams lost is really shocking to me. But I think they could trade for Watson. I think Goff's the guy, but if you can get Watson, obviously you'll do it. Most teams in the league will do it. I told you my Canada Dry was there over like the last time, but I figured I'd have some now. Yeah, so I'm a big Watson fan. So if that's the case, then I don't mind. Let's see. Cam Akers going to be a star. He absolutely is. I think he showed that today. He showed the world that, look, at the end of the day, the Rams got contribution out of the rookies. They got contribution out of Jefferson, like they needed to, and they got contribution out of Akers. And, that's something that's definitely important. Hope my sound is good, by the way. Let me know if it's not. Let's see here. Drowning my sorrows. I'm sorry. Masanori. Are your Watson hopes still live and well? Henry, I think my Watson hopes, I mean, if the Rams get Watson, I'll be happy. I'm not hoping for Watson. I'm just kind of like, if it happens, that's obviously what I would prefer. But I know how this league works, and I don't think Jared Goff did anything today. Obviously, with his broken thumb, the last two games, I don't think he did anything to make you think that you should move on from him. I think, if anything, this year has taught me that John Wolford's a starting quarterback, Jared Goff's a starting quarterback, and they should battle it out in the offseason. But we won't see that happen unless they go out and they make a trade. Goff will be the starting quarterback week one of next year. I can assure you that. How is the pizza? Appreciate you asking, CT Rams fan, and you have great. I think that's great recall because I honestly forgot about the pizza. I did end up ordering. I had lasagna. What was it? My father made lasagna, like crescent, like I don't know. He made like this really cool lasagna dish, and that's what I had. It was pretty awesome. Rams defense got outplayed today. Absolutely, they absolutely did. I mean, you can't win a game you can't go against Aaron Rodgers and play like that. But too bad Aaron Donald was not 100%. I agree. I think 100% Aaron Donald changes the entire complexity of the game. I think everything changes if Donald's 100%. I think you saw, if anybody was worried or wondering if Donald was the defensive player of the year or arguably the MVP of the season, well, now you know why people make these arguments. Because without a healthy Donald, this defense simply didn't look like this defense does. And I think that's definitely important to keep in mind is that, Brandon Staley, I don't know if I would hire him after this game. I know it sounds weird, but I'd give him another year. So that might bode well for the Rams. It hurts because now people can interview Staley, but it helps because, I think it kind of not exposed Staley. I don't want to trash Staley. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. But at the end of the day, let's not act like, like Brandon Staley didn't, kind of blow that, with the defense anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think a healthy Donald in this game's a lot different, but personally, that's just me. and that's it. So let's see here. What do we got? The comments are coming in full force, and I'm not ready. The defense let me down. Cam Akers balling though. Yeah, he definitely is, Brian. We had a shot 25-18, but I hate the wide receiver screen call. Yeah, I thought it was awful. I really, it was a bad call. But at the same time, I mean, I don't really have any issues with the way Sean McVay called today's game. I don't. I really don't. I thought Sean McVay called a good game today. Put his players in a position to succeed. Obviously, you would like to see more Cam Akers. And the Wildcat formation was bizarre, but he did mention that Cam Akers was actually looking to throw to Jared Goff at one point in the game, and it didn't work out. So he made the right decision. But I saw some, the hook and ladder play. I thought he played pretty well. Sean McVay coached a pretty good game. Ultimately, though, I think you just watched Sean McVay's 2018 offense with Aaron Rodgers. That's essentially what we saw, right? It wasn't the same offense. It wasn't, C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley, but instead it was a three-headed monster with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams and A.J. Dillon. I mean, what else can you say about this team? Imagine if they had Bakhtiari. That probably would have been huge. But I also think, again, 100% Aaron Donald, this is a completely different game. So, 2 missed interceptions in a row. Yeah, that's definitely something. Staley ain't it without AD. He let the team down. I don't want to put the entire game on Staley. Players have to execute. It doesn't explain why Jalen Ramsey all of a sudden couldn't cover and didn't have the physicality or the confidence. But at the same time, I think Staley, makes a lot of he does a lot of these things where he'll make a decision and he'll take a chance. And I think he took a chance and made certain decisions based on the fact that he had Aaron Donald in there, and Aaron Donald wasn't 100%, and we saw that he wasn't playing with the same fire and. It just he didn't have it. And I mean, when you have a torn rib cartilage, I mean, there's people saying like Louis Murphy played in the league for a little bit. He had like a cup of coffee in the league. No, I'm kidding. He played for like 9 years. But he didn't really do much. And he's a former wide receiver. He was on Twitter spouting his mouth saying how Donald quit on his team, and it's a load. To say that is really disrespectful, I think, to the game and to Donald. I mean, if you're a former NFL player and you think Donald quit on his team by going out there playing with torn rib cartilage and like just sucking it up, let me just tell you this: Cooper Kupp was healthier than Donald was today. I don't even know what Cooper Kupp, like how he was in pregame. Cooper Kupp was healthier than Donald today. Donald was about 40%, folks. He probably shouldn't have played, but it meant that much to him, obviously. Winning is everything. Being dominant is everything. It meant that much for him to go out there. And, it's really unfortunate at the end of the day. It comes down to Russell Wilson's ass that landed on his ribs and ruined everything. But that's how it did. And, I mean, ultimately, if you think Aaron Donald quit, you just don't know football. I mean, Jack Yumbo played with a broken leg. These guys like to play through injuries. Marshall Faulk, same thing, played through a bunch of injuries. Steven Jackson, I mean, Gardner Minshew this year was playing through, a torn shoulder or what have you, or a broken hand. I forget what it was. But, and then, Jamal Adams comes out and says he was playing with a torn labrum in his shoulder. And remember, we had Kayvon Webster a few years back, and he was playing. I mean, it happens. It's the game. Guys are going to play through injuries. It does happen. But to say that he quit on his team because he was on the sideline because he was 40% healthy and the team didn't want him in there, that's ridiculous. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, that's the reason why he probably got that penalty, but he's my hero still. Yeah, the penalty was dumb. I was very, very critical of the penalty. I feel like you're the leader. What are you doing? That awful penalty. But, I think that was a turning point in the game, though. 3rd and 7, they get them, they stop them there. They're kicking it 6-3, and the Rams have been 6-3 ball games before. But going up 10-3, yeah, I absolutely think that was crucial. Reynolds' drop was big. Yeah, it was huge. Reynolds' drop came on a drive where, keep in mind, they were backed up so far in their own territory because it was such a nice punt. But, Reynolds' drop was big because, they were moving the football. And then I feel like they kind of got a little too carried away after that. They did the screen and they kind of gave up on the drive. They were moving the football on that drive, when they were down 18-25. So, I didn't like it. Obviously, I think Reynolds is gone. I don't think he'll be back. I really don't, and I don't see the big deal. I mean, he's a system receiver. That way, when he's open, he catches the ball, or apparently not. And yeah, I mean, I think Reynolds is replaceable at the end of the day. Two missed interceptions in a row. Yeah, that was brutal. Off-season wish list, deep threat wide receiver, new special teams coach. Oh, I'm all there with you. They definitely need a new special teams coach for sure. New returner and new Floyd for this defense. Upgrade middle linebacker, add more talent to the running back and quarterback room. Yeah, I mean, yes, there's a lot there. I think to me this Rams team can compete next year pretty easily. I think they should win the division, depending. Obviously there's stuff to happen, but I don't know. I don't think this team has a lot of needs. It really is going to – we don't know much yet. We don't know about their offseason, but I don't think this team is that far off next year. It's just the problem is the way they play their game. And I'm not talking on the field. I'm talking the way they play their game in the offseason. Les Snead has sacrificed draft capital to go out and get Ramses of the world and get players like that. And the problem is you need to win with that because if you don't, it comes back to bite you. You don't have – like now – you guys don't you're looking, you're like, there's no first round pick on this team. I personally think you don't need one. It honestly makes the first round a little bit more annoying because I'm covering it. And then, obviously the Rams don't have a pick and it's kind of a bummer, but same time, I don't know. I think the Rams will be fine. But again, not having a draft pick and giving up that's exactly why you give up the capital because you want to win now. And, and it was a lot easier when Jared Goff was on a rookie deal, and now he's not, so it's a little more complicated. So the Rams are kind of learning as they go. What's up, Carl? McVay got away from the run on that fourth quarter drive down 7. I agree with you there, and I think that's the thing is I think the Rams started playing when it was about 10 minutes left to go in the game, and they were playing like it was 4 minutes left to go in the game, and they're down 7, and so they're passing, and to me, I think they should have just kept running the football. Green Bay couldn't stop Cam Akers, they just couldn't, so I agree with that. Too many missed tackles, absolutely agree with that. Donald tried but just could not go 100%. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I do not fault Donald. I think he was about 40 or 50% healthy, and I do not fault him at all. I mean, he, like Brockers was saying, this game isn't on you. You're the only reason we're here. So I agree. I don't put that blame on him. No Cup, Donald at 70%, dropped ints, giving up 3 points. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but couldn't. Be more proud of how they battled. On the bright side, Akers looked promising. Goff did what he had to do. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Go Cavs 55. I'm not worried about the Rams. I'm not sad. I'm bummed, but I'm not like depressed or anything like that. Look, at the end of the day, I cover the NFL. And I'm doing a new show, and I'm unbiased. I'm not going to sit here and make all these excuses for the Rams. I think I explained with Aaron Donald not being 100%, I think it changes the game. We just didn't know how much it would change the game. We didn't realize Aaron Donald was more closer to 40% healthy than he was 80% healthy. 80 to 90% healthy Donald is still the best player in the league. 40% healthy, no. He's just a guy. So, we learned that Donald does have a kryptonite. It's what happens when, he gets badly injured. Probably shouldn't have even played in the game, but you weren't going to sit him anyway. He was not going to allow you to. So, we need someone like Blake Martinez. Yeah, Blake Martinez was awesome with the Giants. Great tackler. I think Brandon Staley did a nice job all season long, not allowing backers to get exposed. And then in this game, they kind of got exposed a little bit, so I guess that just happens. I think there's zero shot at getting Watson. I'm not sure he's worth giving up all those assets to maybe win 2 more games. That's a good point. I never really thought of it like that, Carl, so that's actually a good way of putting it. Don C, what's up? What Big Dog, rough game. Appreciate you doing the stream. Yeah, it's frustrating, obviously, Don, to be, you obviously want to live stream after your team wins, and I wanted to see, the reactions that I'd be getting and how happy people would be, but because I know the majority of my subs are Rams fans, but at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, it happens. You move on, you battle back from it, and, it's the end of the season, but you have Sean McVay. He's your head coach. Sean McVay, his first 4 years, if it shows you anything, 11-5, 13-3, 9-7, 10-6. He's all, within the realm of either making the playoffs or making it and doing something in them. They moved on. They won a playoff game against the rival. I would much rather have them lose to Green Bay than have them lose to Tom Brady in the Bucs. have them lose to the Saints and have to hear about the revenge game. And I'd much have rather have them lose to Green Bay over Seattle. I mean, just imagine if they lost last week to Seattle. How much Jamal Adams is running his mouth right now after this is the team that beat him for the record. Oh my God, I would not even. I couldn't imagine. Will you be covering the Lakers? So I'm not going to cover one specific NBA team. I'm not going to specific NFL team. I'm really like I lean Rams because the majority of my subscribe. I can't even talk subs. The majority of my subs are Rams fans. There we go. Words. But I did do one NBA video. If you guys wanted to check that out, I talked about how LaMelo Ball was the can't miss first overall pick, and he went third. And then he had a triple double shortly after. So I will be covering a little bit of NBA. I don't know if I'll be doing any NHL. I love it. I follow it, but I don't know how well I know the sport. So I think I'll steer clear of that. Might do some MLB, but for the most part, this is a football channel. You'll be getting a lot of draft content. I'm going to be doing film breakdowns. I also figured out what was wrong with my video software, that was causing, and you guys saw it. You were really nice about it. You didn't point it out because you saw my description, but it was a disaster. I did the film breakdown with Goff versus Wolford. I was so excited, recorded 2 hours of it, and then my face came out pink or whatever. It was all really screwed up. So I fixed the bit rate and everything, so that should be good to go next time around. We're going to be doing that all year. I have some really fun stuff in store for you. And I know now the Rams lost, it sucks, but now we're on a draft season. And now I can get you guys acclimated to the prospects in this draft, and I'm really excited to do so. And I'll make sure that I have the best content out there for you guys to take in. At least try. Exa, I think we should invest in an elite wide receiver. Cooper is good, but we need somebody like D-Hop or Adams. I mean, I'm sure it would help. And imagine Jared Goff with a Julio Jones. I'm not going to deny what you're saying because I love Van Jefferson and I love Robert Woods and I love Cooper. But I will say if Goff had a Julio Jones that he could throw it up for a 50-50 ball, I would be interested to see how that would go. I mean, I'm assuming it would go well, but I don't know how they would get that done, and they do have a cap issue, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Couldn't finish our tackling, but we played too loose in the secondary. What I'll say is that the secondary played better than it looked. It's hard to cover guys for 10 seconds. And so the Rams defense in the back end of the secondary and coverage, I thought they played well. But the problem is they were getting no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. None whatsoever. So because of that, Aaron Rodgers is standing there all day. And being asked to cover for that long, it's just ridiculous. So that's my thoughts on that. First of all, I knew this was going to be the end of the season. Yeah, Jared, I mean, I didn't know I had the Rams winning, but I definitely had this in my head, and I felt like the Rams offense would, for whatever reason, play better than their defense, because I felt like we were talking about their defense all week and how their defense is unstoppable. I felt like this would happen. Plus, the Rams haven't won 3 straight all season long, so, the trend bit them again. McVay admitted the screen to Woods was a stupid call. Yeah, I get what he's doing there, but it is stupid. Goff was throwing the ball well. You should have gone down the field. Let's see. Staley was too busy interviewing instead of prepping for the Packers. The healthier team won. That's it. I don't want to say that because the interviewing is a normal thing. I know some old school fans really have a hard time with the whole interviewing thing, but everyone does it. It happens all the time. I'm not going to hold Staley against that. I mean, it seems weird, but I don't have any issue with that. Jalen done awesome against Adams. That to Adams was not Jalen's fault, like many have said. No. I don't. The touchdown was not on Jalen's fault. I'm not saying it was. I didn't feel like Jalen covered that well. Like you look at the play. It was a first down. It was either second and long or third and long, and Jalen is on. I want to say Lazard. He was on Lazard, and it was like he was jogging. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of the biggest Jalen Ramsey fans. I love him. I love him on the Rams, but I'll tell you right now, he didn't look all that great on the Allen Lazard. There were times where he didn't seem like he was playing like himself. I'll just say that. Does McVay give up play calling? I don't know. I mean, maybe. someday, but I don't think anytime soon. I think he enjoys play calling, and I don't think he was bad in this game at all. His play calling didn't cost them a win. I can tell you that much. No other team has AD and Ramsey, and Staley knows that. Yeah, good point, Carl. And I'll say this right now. There's about 3 teams left over: the Eagles, the Texans, and the Chargers. The Chargers are the only defense that I think Staley would go to and be like, okay, I get Bosa, I get Derwin James. It works. Who do you get with the Texans? You know, JJ Watt is probably going to want out soon with everything going on, and then you have the Eagles, and I mean the Eagles just look like a train wreck. So yeah, I don't know. They have good defensive players, but I just don't know if I'd even want to be in that organization the way things. I wouldn't want to be in any of the organizations except for the Chargers. I think if he takes the Chargers job, it makes sense, but that's about it. And I don't think he will not leave for the Houston job or the Eagles job. I can tell you that. I don't see it. So it's really up to if the Chargers want him or Dable. That's what it's up to. If the Bills lose tonight, I think they hire Dable. If the Bills don't lose tonight, and it looks like right now they're up 3-0. And Baltimore, it's 3rd and 5. There's a play under review. I'm not watching the game. I'm live streaming. You guys are my focus. I go back and watch all the games if I miss them, so it's not a huge deal. Rams did not have a good day today, but go Rams. Bro, the defense let us down. Oh, I know. I'm not saying the defense didn't let the Rams down. Cam Akers' 2-point conversion was nasty. Yeah, no, I love the hook and ladder play. That was awesome. Sad that AD wasn't 100%. I agree with that. Goff played decent. I wouldn't say Goff played decent. I thought Goff played really good, to be honest with you. When he had to throw down the field, he did. And that's why I didn't like the screen, because I felt like he could have done more than that. LaFleur better than McVay? No. And here's why. LaFleur I like a lot, but LaFleur's running McVay's offense pretty much. And LaFleur has the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, in my opinion, in Aaron Rodgers. So I think it's just different, Let's see. Troy Hill couldn't tackle. If Troy Hill had his worst game of the season, I'd still bring him back if I can for cheap. If he wants a lot of money, then he's probably gone. We haven't won 3 games in a row since 2018. We always go 2 wins and a loss. Interesting. Keep that in mind next year. I'm excited about Van's development next season with J-Ray probably moving on. Oh, J-Ray's gone. Bip Scaleless, which, by the way, I love that name. J-Ray's absolutely gone. I think it's 100%. And I love Van Jefferson, so I'm okay with it. Van Jefferson really looked good in this game. We need to be flawless today to win. Now, I've been seeing, and this isn't answering a question, but I've been seeing a lot of, the Packers were clearly the better team, and the better team won, and this shouldn't have even been close. And I'm thinking to myself, if Donald is 100% healthy, and they have Cooper Kupp, and Jared Goff doesn't have a broken thumb, this game's a little bit different. Don't tell me, that's the thing. I watched the Packers all season long. I think they're a very good football team, and I think they win the Super Bowl. Right now, I'm saying it right now. I think the Packers win the Super Bowl. I've said it. Whoever won that game was going to win the Super Bowl. I'm sticking to it. But let's not act like the Rams, it was a David versus Goliath game. The Rams had an opportunity. It was at one point they were down 7, and they lose 32-18. I mean, on the road in Lambeau, 9,000 fans, which I think is the most in attendance there's been this year, or close to it. I don't know. I do not look at this team as if this was a David versus Goliath matchup. I felt like the Rams were in it. Obviously things could have gotten better. Things could have gone a lot better, but credit to the Packers. I thought they played extremely well. They had a great game plan, but let's not act like the Packers were always the better, like they were winning team. I thought this game was fairly even. I mean, going into this game, I felt like it was fairly even. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Let's see here. Kupp always hurt for big games. I mean, yeah. U2 Paradise Connection 5:30, good game. And rooting for the Packers the rest of the way, like I said. We need to trade for Watson. Who's Lewis Murphy? Let's get that punk. Aaron Donald is a gladiator. Green Bay played with 3-4 receiver set and ran. They outmanned the defense. I'm so hurt because our defense let us down, not number 1 defense today. That last Wildcat was great. I loved it. Yo, Jake, what's up? Xavier Major, appreciate you. One thing I'll say before you bag on this defense, hear me out when I say they just went up against the number one offense. So their effort today looked really bad against the Packers. But if this was, say, Seattle, I still think they win the football game. If this was the Saints, maybe they lose. If this was the Bucks, maybe they lose. If this was the Bears, they win. If this was Washington, they probably win. That's the thing. In the grand scheme of things, it's very simple to kick a man while he's down, but realize this. The Packers were the number one offense coming into this game. That is not, that's a fact. So I'm not about to absolutely bag on this defense. They didn't play well today, absolutely, but it was more magnified because of who they were going up against. And I don't think you can forget that. What position will top 3 Rams draft picks? So the Rams, let me do this research for you guys right now, just because I'm on the spot, but we'll do it. Okay, let's see here. So the Rams are going to have a bunch of draft picks. The Jaguars will pick 25th with the Rams pick. So yeah, they get the 25th pick because of Jalen Ramsey. The Rams, they have a second round, a third round. They're expected to get a third and a fourth compensatory. They're trading their fourth round to Jacksonville as part of the Ramsey trade. So they'll have a second round, a third round, a compensatory third round, another compensatory third round for the Brad Holmes move because he went to the Lions as part of the minority coaching rule that they added. So they'll have 3 third-round picks, 1 fourth round, 1 second. They traded their fifth for Austin Corbett in 2019. They have a 6th and they have a 7th. So that's where we're at. And then 2022, they have 2022 they have a first, a second, a third. They traded their 4th for Van Jefferson pick with Brandon Cooks. So they traded the 4th round, 5th, 6th, and then they traded their 7th round for Aqib Talib. They had the 7th round from the Dolphins for the trade they had with Aqib Talib. So when they traded the Dolphins, Aqib Talib, they got a 7th rounder back. So 2022, first, second, third, 5th, 6th, 2 7ths. 2021, a second, 3 thirds, a 6th, and a 7th. Yeah, so that's where they're at. They'll get more picks. It's not over. It's also 3-3 in the Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo game, in case you're not watching that and watching me, which I appreciate you for. So let's catch up on all these comments because, well, I kind of went off on a tangent there. So let's see. Trying to find where we left off. Okay. Reynolds and Everett are gone. I agree. Reynolds doesn't attack the ball at its highest point. Van is way better. Totally agree with that. That's a perfect take. Van needs to start next season in the slot. I agree with that. We need a linebacker that stopped the run. They could draft one. I'm happy with our rookies. I am too. Welcome to Cabo on Road Rage. What is your mock offseason for this team? It's hard to say, Exile. It's a great question, but it's hard to say. I need to go to the drawing board, really build up. First off, I have to watch a ton of film, which I promise you guys that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be watching a ton of film on prospects, seeing what I like, seeing who I don't like, making a board. I'll have a huge board I'll release. Might even do a video on it. Here's the thing. It's my first year having a YouTube channel. Actually, it's not my first year. I mean, I've had it for a little bit over a month. So I'm getting kind of new at this and all that. So I've been running for years on it was a Rams Wire and Downtown Rams. So I've kind of moved a little bit away from writing. but I'm doing more video stuff now, and I'm still going to be doing my draft board, and we're still going to be doing a live draft show right here in the studio. We're planning it. It's going to be right now. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but I'm trying to get Alexis, and she's trying to come out to New York to do another, 2 and 3 years, do another Downtown Rams live, and have my cousin Adam, who is my co-host for the AJ show, come out. So we would have 3 people here. We would have a full 3-day draft show. That would be the plan. We'll see if we'll do it, but the plan right now. So something to keep in mind. No big, just add some depth. Need best in O-line and linebacker core. Really wish YouTube would not update the comments when I'm reading them. They should have kept Littleton. I love Littleton. Y'all got sent to Cabo with no hats or shirts. I'm glad Reynolds and Ibukam aren't coming back. Lester Snead has sold his soul. Yes, Sark, but Rams D couldn't afford him. Sent Donald's crybaby back to daycare. What? With 10 minutes left, we played like we had 4 minutes. When we had 4 minutes, we played like we had 10 minutes. Oh my God, that is the truest thing ever, Drizzy. LA Rams last NFL title 1951, 70 years ago. Well, the LA Rams are okay, so you're going with the LA spin on that, because I'm like, the organization won a Super Bowl in the 1999-2000 season. Special teams coach must go. Gay can stay. He got better and better each game. No, Matt Gay was phenomenal. I don't think he missed a field goal the rest of the way after missing like the first one. As far as the special teams coach, Bonamago, I'm absolutely done with him. I would move him in a heartbeat. What are the chances the Rams move on from Hecker's $4.5 million in order to grind back? That's an interesting one, but Hecker is just so vital to this team. I don't think they'll get rid of him. He means so much to the community, so much to this organization. He's been there for years. He's a fan favorite. I just don't see it. But that is a good, interesting thing to point out. I think you're more likely to see Havenstein and Brockers take a pay cut, but that's about it. Why are you even talking, Dallas fan? Interesting. Hey, be nice in the comment section. Sheesh. Everyone should love each other. That's how we should be. Donald's a beast, but not 100%. Agreed. Jared Goff is not the future. Come back when you win a ring in the 2000s. What do you think about Goff's 4-year expensive contract? I think it's, like you said, very expensive, and he needs to live up to it. I think that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to see Reynolds, Ibukam, Munt, or Brown in Horns next season. Henry, I don't know. Munt is a good blocker. He didn't really get a lot of opportunities this year, and he would take over for Everett, and then they would bump up Bryson Hopkins to that 3rd spot or maybe even the 2nd spot. And I think Brown, if he's cheap, you keep him. I mean, I think Brown's a good player. Hey, J-Man. Wow, just opposite from past games. D fell short. The offense did good. The team wasn't 100% on both sides. I'm bummed. Yeah, Jam, I feel that. I think bummed is the best word, because I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I'm not crying. I'm just kind of like, it was a bummer. That was. But, it's on to next year, and you guys have no idea what's coming to you. If you followed me for a while, you get how crazy I go with the draft. But, I mean, now that you've given me a platform, and when I say you have, I mean, I have 1.67 K subscribers. I mean, that happened overnight practically. So you guys have done this for me. I mean, I'm putting out content, but you guys, if you don't digest it and like it, I don't have that. So I appreciate that. So because I have that platform, and I've built another platform, don't get me wrong, downtownrams.com has done really well. We have about 5,000 followers on Twitter. So I'm not saying like I don't, I have almost 4,000 myself on Twitter. And then, Facebook, we have about 4,000 likes. So, I mean, we have a platform, and we have like 10.4 thousand on Instagram. But my point is that now you've given me this platform myself. So this isn't Downtown Rams. This isn't Downtown Sports Network. This isn't even the agent. This is just me. So I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure you have the best draft content this offseason. Can assure you, my damnedest. Let's see. I think the big question is Watson with us that game. Does Watson win us that game when considering if we need to trade Goff this offseason? I don't think he does. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I thought Goff played pretty well. I don't think Goff was spectacular. There were drives he had, sensational drives, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. 70 years since the last NFL championship. LA Rams. Do you think Goff will be back next year? I think Goff will, but we'll see. Rams are stuck with Goff. I don't think they're stuck with Goff, but salary cap is going to hurt. Wish we can keep Henry. Good call on Hecker. I love him, but paying $4 million a year for a punter when Michael Dixon makes less than $1 million is telling. Michael Dixon's also still on a rookie contract, and I don't think Michael Dixon is better than Johnny Hecker. Johnny Hecker's the best punter of all time. Let's not forget that. There's a reason he's getting paid that much money. Should have never gave Goff that much money. Yeah, I know. We needed Orlando Pace. Yeah, could have used him, right? Can you forecast this offseason free agency? I mean, it's hard because they have negative $22 million in cap. So there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that they do to manipulate the cap and, add guys. And I can't really get into it, Henry, unfortunately, because I just don't have enough information. I need things to progress a little bit in order to, really give you a good answer. And I might end up doing this every other day or daily, if daily live stream. It's up to you guys, whatever you guys want. I'm a man of the people, so you let me know. Sean West, exactly what we need to evaluate everybody. Hecker at $4.5 million is an easy cut for me. Need to save money, and punter is replaceable. I don't know about that. Again, Sean West, I was saying earlier, Johnny Hecker's a special punter, and I think he was hurt down the stretch. I think he got hurt in the Seattle game, so I wouldn't just kick him to the curb. I know it's a lot of money, but there's a reason he's getting paid that much money. He's a weapon when he's healthy. First time on the stream, sounds great. Longtime Rams fan from New Jersey. Appreciate you, man. CVC Jazz, appreciate that. I like getting people on the stream and seeing it. I mean, we have 88 people watching now. It takes a little bit to build up. Well, I can't say that. I'm a little spoiled. It went up to 130 the last time. So, I mean, I do really appreciate you guys hopping on and spending your Saturday night with me. It means a lot. Let's see here. Rams only one playmaker on offense. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. North Dallas 40, and the reason I'll say that is because playmakers. First off, Cam Akers, playmaker. Darrell Henderson when healthy, playmaker. Robert Woods, playmaker. Tyler Higbee when actually targeted, playmaker. Cooper Kupp, playmaker. Van Jefferson made plays today. Josh Reynolds has made plays. Gerald Everett. I mean, they have playmakers. I guess it depends on what you want to call a playmaker. If you're talking superstar, I don't know if the Rams have a true superstar. I think Akers will be a superstar. Woods and Kupp are like right below that tier, but that I don't know. The playmaker though, it's really a subjective thing to say. Like I don't know what you define a playmaker to be. Goff played good, man. People don't watch the game and think he should be cut. Little League Productions, I don't think Goff played bad. I think he played pretty good. It's just a matter of, what is going to happen this offseason. Watson becomes available. This is a rare... Watson's available and Dak is available. So this is a rare time in football right now. Rams need a deep threat to stretch the field. Look at 2018. We had Brandon Cooks. The offense averaged 31 points a game. I'm not giving up on Goff, contrary to a lot of the media. Yeah, Philip, I mean, I'm a little off the deep threat train because Goff really had a hard time hitting that deep ball in 2019. I think that's actually the reason they got rid of Cooks, if you want my honest opinion. But I hear what you're saying. And, yeah, don't just go with what the media tells you. Don't just go with what I tell you. Make your own, make your own opinions, and you'll go far. And trust me, I mean, if I went with the media and what they told me every time or what people wanted me to believe, I wouldn't have found Sean McVay. Everyone and their mother was saying that, Kyle Shanahan or Josh McDaniels were the best option for the Rams. And I kept saying, Sean McVay's the better coach. I think he's the best coach option. I want a guy, I don't care how old he is, I want a guy that can lead men. And when I listen to this guy talk, I'm like, he's John Gruden. Like, he's brilliant, If I listened to everyone else, I wouldn't have had George Kittle as my, top tight end in that draft. So I don't know. I always feel like you should just kind of stick with what you believe in. I went on ESPN radio I want to say a few years back, and I basically, when I was asked who the best quarterback in that draft was, coming out, was it Trubisky, Watson, or Kaiser? And I said Mahomes. And, like the host, my buddy Troy was like, whoa, Mahomes, like, who's that? Like, and I just said, I watched him at Texas Tech, and I see the arm, and I see the talent, I see the potential, and I think, he has the highest ceiling, and, from what I've seen, he's my number one quarterback. And sure enough, here he is, arguably the best quarterback in football, either him or Rodgers. So, I always say stick by your guns, because your guns, just because somebody is paid to talk about football doesn't always mean that they talk about it the right way or know what they're talking about. When you listen to most of the personalities talking about the Rams, they don't always know what they're talking about. I mean, I heard repeatedly how, Bobby Evans, he didn't play all that well today, I'll admit, but Bobby Evans being in for David Edwards is going to be a huge problem. And it's like, did you even watch the film against Seattle? Bobby Evans cleaned house. Or the same thing could be said with Noteboom. I watched the film. I said, look, Noteboom is the bookend left tackle of the future. When Whitworth retires, Noteboom's going to be the guy. And people were saying, well, without Whitworth, the Rams are just going to fall apart. And they didn't. They did not fall apart. I thought he did a nice job at left tackle in Whitworth's, absence. And so I wouldn't say they fell apart at all. So you just have to stick by your guns. Don't let, the narrative be changed to fit someone else's agenda. Always stick by yours, because sometimes what you find is yours is right. And, and just to take this way further, and I know I'm going kind of crazy with this, but like, for instance, Steve Jobs, if you want to talk about somebody that like, people gave up on him. I mean, the dude started Apple, and I mean, he didn't even get a degree. So when people just give up on you or say that you're wrong, sometimes they're wrong and you're the right one. So I always just say, I never try to copy anybody. What you'll see with my content, I'll always, do what I do. That's why, like, I'm openly, everyone knows me as like, like Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT for me. I know everybody says Tom Brady, but I'm not like groupthink, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but people that say Tom Brady, like if they try to, push me in one direction or the other, like they can't, because I just don't allow it to happen. So I just like being, independently minded, and I think that's the way to be. That was a lot, but you get my point. Do you think Brandon Staley got outplayed? Well, he got outcoached, absolutely. I definitely think so, 100%. Playmakers Rams need. Deep threat is key. Why set up the play action via Cam, have no deep threat, also cheat up closer and closer to the line? I get that, but I don't. If Goff can't hit the deep threat, then what's the point of having a deep threat? There's no point of paying Brandon Cooks $16 million if he was just going to be a short and intermediate, receiver. And that's really what he was becoming. So I think that's why the Rams got rid of him. Actually, I know that's why the Rams got rid of him. On the bright side, Akers is a stud, and the future looks bright in our run game. Absolutely. I mean, I think Akers is an absolute stud. I think he showed you, he's going to be a superstar, and I have no doubt whatsoever. The way he played today, when the lights were bright, he showed up. Same with Van. I think they're both going to be very, very good for a long time. The Rams don't like selecting offensive line high in the draft, but that game was won because of the physicality. Elgton Jenkins was the best player in that game. Wish we had somebody like him. I mean, Jenkins is great. He was my number one safety. Not safety. Number one center coming out of the draft when he did. And, I know other people had Eric, what's his face? I don't know. He's on the Saints. Eric McCoy. Yeah, I think it was Eric McCoy. They had him as their number one safety. I had Jenkins. Jenkins proved today. I mean, he's a stud. He is. Next year will be same old song unless Lester makes a big move. I don't know if I agree with that, though. I mean, I don't think a big move is necessary. Sometimes the best move is the one that you don't make. So I can't really agree with that. The coaching sucked. Well, I don't think the coaching sucked. I think, the execution sucked and Brandon Staley got outcoached. But I don't think like Sean McVay was poor. I thought McVay coached well. We need a deep threat wide receiver to help our run game in middle of the field for play action. Yeah, again, I mean, like if Goff can hit the ball, it hit the deep ball, then yeah, sure, I'll take the deep threat. But I just think it's a waste to have a deep threat if you can't hit him. The Rams haven't been good at stopping the run for a long time. I disagree, and I've heard this a lot, and I actually have a backing for it, and the reason why I disagree. The Rams were third in the league against the run, allowing yards per game. So I just disagree with the notion that they're not a good run defending team when they were third in the league, and they were really good this year. So I don't know. Congrats to the Packers. They outplayed us not only today, but had a better year. Plus, Rodgers has a deep threat receiver. You guys are killing me with the deep threat. Great run game. The defense didn't play well, but they were on the field a lot. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you have to congratulate the Packers. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers, he beat you, but he didn't really beat you. It was really the run game, and just, Matt LaFleur did such a nice job of really picking apart this defense that Brandon Staley had. Staley wanted to go, aggressive, put safeties in the box and, allowed for other things to happen. If you break through that first, line of defense and then eventually you break through the second, there should be a safety in the back end. Nobody was there. And then you see the 60-yard run by, Aaron Jones to start off the second half. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. I think Brandon Staley just coached the game like he had 100% Aaron Donald, and he didn't. And I thought, the Packers are just very well coached, and the offensive line stepped up without David Bakhtiari. The run game was phenomenal. They ran for 188 total yards, and then, guys like Alan Lazard and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, albeit the drops, I mean, they both really stepped up when they needed to, because, Devontae Adams, he had the touchdown. I know that'll be talked about, but he didn't have that on Ramsey. Ramsey was rotating back over. It was a broken play. They should have called a timeout. But anyway, didn't call a timeout. Adams gets to the touchdown. Adams had about 66 yards, so I had him under 70 for the game, and that's what ended up happening. Adams didn't blow this team up by any stretch. What ended up happening was that the run game was so dominant that the Rams couldn't stop them, and they ran the same offense that I was saying the Rams should run, with Cam Akers and company. So, hats off to them. They played super well, and they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Let's see. Is Donald a lock for Defensive Player of the Year? I have to think so, to be honest with you. Snap the ball to Cam with Goff as a receiver. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that's the Wildcat for you. Cam was a quarterback in high school, so that's why. Let's see what Les Snead does in the offseason the draft. We made it to the playoffs. Goff played. Good. Green Bay is a better football team. Our defense sucked. I don't think the defense let us down. I think Aaron Rodgers played like an MVP. Our defense didn't show up. Rams had a good year, but Rodgers picked us apart. Our line sucked. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Goff has regressed big time this year. Who would be a decent deep threat wide receiver in free agency? You guys are, again, the deep threat is killing me. It's funny. Hold on one sec. I'm going to find that for you. If it loads. I guess it's not going to load. Everyone's looking at Spotrac. Oh, well. Yeah, it's not loading, so I can't really see. Oh, it looks like Buffalo scored a touchdown, 10-3. Wow. Can't believe they put that game on over Rams-Packers. Yeah, definitely don't want the number one defense and the number one offense playing each other on primetime. Definitely don't want that. Let's see. I'm trying to find this deep threat thing for you. CJ, because I see CJ asked CJ Lofton. Okay, so here are the free agents. So we'll go, okay. You have Khalif Raymond is a deep threat. Nelson Aguilar. These are yards per reception. So Khalif Raymond had a 20.8 yards per reception average, and he's a free agent. Nelson Aguilar, 18.7 free agent. Robert Foster, 18.5 free agent. Ashton Doolin, 17.7 free agent. Kenny Golladay, 16.9 free agent. You're not getting Kenny Golladay. Brashad Perriman, that's an interesting option. 16.8 free agent. Marvin Hall, 16.8 free agent. Will Fuller, 16.6 free agent. Kadarrell Hodge, who actually was on the Rams at one point, 16.4 free agent. Rashard Higgins, although I will say that he's a restricted free agent. Kadarrell Hodge. Higgins, 16.2 free agent. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 15.3. Corey Davis, 15.1. Cam Sims, 14.9. Farrell Cooper, 14.6. Tim Patrick, 14.5. Restricted free agent. Zach Pascal, restricted free agent, 14.3. Alan Lazard, exclusive rights free agent, 13.7. T.Y. Hilton, 13.6. Then you have Malik Taylor, 13.2, restricted free agent, and Kendrick Bourne, 13.6. I think Kendrick Bourne would be a great fit for the Rams if they want to get a fourth guy, kind of like Reynolds. I like Kendrick Bourne. You know, if you know him, he's on the 49ers. He has that connection because he played at Eastern Washington. Cooper Kupp played at Eastern Washington. So did Simba Webster. So did Samson Ebukam. So they have that Eastern Washington connection. So who knows? If they want to go get a cheap receiver, I think Kendrick Bourne would make sense. Is he a deep threat? No, absolutely not. I mean, he runs like a 4.6. But I'm saying if you want to go out and get a fourth receiver to replace Reynolds, that's who I would go after. I still think it's worth going after a Gardner Minshew, Drew Lock, or draft a quarterback. I love Goff, did good today, but still did not see anything from him that changes what we were saying a few weeks ago. Well, yeah, I mean, I think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. I think Jared Goff is a franchise quarterback, or he's a starting quarterback in this league. Whether he's a franchise quarterback is to be determined. I mean, he looked like he was going to be a true franchise quarterback, but I mean, bottom line, I think the Rams have two starting quarterbacks in Wolford and Goff. Really bummed to not see Wolford get the opportunity last week because I really think he was in the zone, but before he got hurt. But yeah, you know, I'm kind of. I mean, if the Rams could acquire Gardner Minshew or Drew Lock, I mean, that would be crazy. They would be really good fits in this offense, I think. But you know, we'll see. What's up, Jason? How we doing? What do you think of McVay's comment? He's our quarterback right now. Something underlying there, reading too much into it. No, absolutely not reading too much into it, Jason. I think it's a great point. Saying he is our quarterback right now, with the right now point, is saying that right now he's our guy. But, and it's like the but isn't in there, but you can hear the but, this. So, yeah, I don't think anything's a guarantee. I think, you know, the coaching staff's going to evaluate and, you know, make the right decision. But ultimately, I don't think Jared Goff's guaranteed to be the starter next year. I'm expecting him to be, but who knows? Yeah, it's unfortunate that Donald, Goff, and Kupp were hurt. Who knows? We're awesome. Thank you, YouTube. Definitely didn't want to read that comment. Sheesh. I don't know if you guys ever go live, but, like, it's crazy because I love all y'all and like the comments are awesome, but like I'm trying to literally answer questions and like YouTube will just drop the comment while I'm literally answering it. Okay. That's not where I was. Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate that Donald, Goff, and Kupp were hurt. Who knows if we were 100% healthy, it might have been different outcome. No, I agree. What's up, LA Rams? How we doing? Need to draft a quarterback, you think? Hell yeah. We were in it. Everybody has to win. What's the Rams' biggest hole? Right now, I'd say interior offensive line. I think they're going to have to look at a guy because, you know, I think that's definitely going to be a need, especially with Blythe, you know, hitting free agency. They're going to have a wide open hole at center. Sorry, I'm tired, folks. Let's see. Hopefully we get a gem at quarterback in 5th or 6th round. Outside linebacker, offensive lineman. Who's the best D? Who's ever best D best on board? Okay, I see what you're saying. Rams' future looks bleak. I disagree. Glove Goff was a demon. I did like Glove Goff. You know, Kurt Warner wore gloves. And looked pretty good doing it, so. Send Goff packing. Do you expect any big trades for the Rams this offseason? I'm expecting anything. When can we expect your videos during the offseason? What kind of videos are you talking about, Exile? Because I'm going to have videos every night in some facet. So just let me know what you're talking about and I can answer that. Would you re-sign Floyd, Williams, and JJ3? I mean, Williams is a guarantee. He's going to be a Ram. They're not letting him go. But I don't know. Floyd and JJ3, I wouldn't say they're a guarantee. I'd bring him back if I had the money. You don't have the money. So, no, Goff is great. We need to rebuild our offense. I don't think we need to rebuild the offense, but I see what you're saying. About Rodgers. Are you talking about Aaron Rodgers? Because I think I'm pissing people off with how much praise I give him. I think he's the GOAT. I think he's the greatest quarterback ever, and he's super special. Just his ability off script, he keeps things alive. He's a very smart runner, but he is just a phenomenal passer. Doesn't have to throw it, he doesn't have to put too much into his arm because he has such great wrist action. Allows the ball to really travel and get a nice, drop on the ball. Nice touch. Just puts everybody in position to succeed. I think he's the best, but that's my thought. Let's see. Goff had one game he doesn't make up for his bad season. We need to upgrade now. Aaron Donald's personal foul cost us the game. I wouldn't say it cost the game, but he definitely can't be doing that. I think that definitely was a turning point. What do you think about wide receiver Tristan Jackson? His tape looks solid. His college tapes looked good. I wish we gave him a shot instead of keeping special teams. Tristan Jackson has some potential. I thought they had more of it in Brandon Polk, who they let go out of James Madison, I believe. They had more of it out of Ethan Winston from Washington State, and they had more out of it from the main receiver, Ernest Edwards III. He came on our show. We actually have an interview with him. I don't know. I think Tristan Jackson is a guy, but I don't know if he's if he's going to have any. I don't think he'll make the roster next year, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Gives me hope. Van was balling today. Agreed with that. Showtimes. He isn't 137 million great. Who is 137 million great? I would need to know that, Javier. What's one late round guy you want in the draft? Late round? Tutu Atwell from Louisville? I don't know. I think he'd help in the return game. He's the deep threat you guys are talking about. Yeah, I think Tutu Atwell is the first one that comes to mind. And I mean, this can change, and it will. It absolutely will. I will change my mind and just realize I'm not flip-flopping in the draft. When my mind changes, I'm sculpting ultimately my plan and my vision for the draft. When I find more information, I'm just basing it off more information I learned. That's all that is. Let's see here. Cup Woods Acres. Love him. Been following Jake on his podcast since 17. He knows his stuff. Thank you. Appreciate you, Jason. I hope you're enjoying me on video. I don't know if you asked me to do video, but I've had so many people ask me to do video for the last 3 years. I do live streams on Facebook on the Downtown Rams thing, but I just felt like I really needed to start doing this consistently, and it's been a lot of fun, and I love you guys. All of you, including the trolls in there, because I see you trolls. I see that Patriots fan. I see you trolling. I still love you. That's all I'm going to say. Any chance we can get Sue or Dante Fowler Jr. back? Is that a joke? I can't tell if that's a joke. I mean, could you potentially, maybe, but I don't know. Riley, the show, y'all put up a hell of a fight. Y'all are a great team. I definitely have respect for y'all. Appreciate you, Riley, and I have respect for y'all too. I mean, I think the Packers are a great football team. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. And, they weren't dirty. That's another thing. And I'm sorry for the Seahawks followers that subscribe to this channel, but there's no way that you could look at last week's game and look at this week's game and think, the Packers were all about the game. That's all they were. They came and they played, and that's the thing. The Rams were all about the game. The Rams-Seahawks felt really personal. I get it's a division rivalry, but there was just also all that extra curricular crap going on after the whistle, and I just didn't like the Adams hit. I don't like the fact that the Rams have a track record of losing players in Seattle games. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I appreciate that. I'm glad the Rams didn't injure any Packers, super bad. And I'm glad the Packers didn't injure any Rams super bad. So that's kind of where I'm at right there. I'm glad it was a healthy game. I never root for injuries. That's my thoughts. Goff played well considering his finger. Yes. Glove Goff was a demon tonight. I feel like I just saw that trade. I think I saw that earlier. Trade Goff. Johnny hasn't been well in the last games. Everett should go and try Hopkins out. Would not mind that. There was a moment when I thought LA could tie the game and take it in OT. There was a moment I thought that as well, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Love your forum. Hill had a terrible game and no pressure up front, which made his shortcomings look much worse. O-line got pushed around, but even worse for D-line. Totally agree with that, Billy. Appreciate the comment, saying you love my forum. I agree. I think that's very well said. Rams fans shouldn't be surprised when they don't resign all contracts expiring. I agree with that. I mean, if you think the Rams are going to bring everyone back, then you just don't know how this business works. It's not going to happen. They're not going to run it back. They're not going to have everyone back. It's going to be a little different. Me to Chris, but defense sold. We lost only because we played in Green Bay. I disagree with that, but still hurting from that loss. Not too bummed because even if we somehow eked this one out, we were still moving forward with a 40% Donald and possibly a 70% Cup. Wasn't looking all that promising, to be honest. Okay, I can feel that. Akers can be our new Gurley. Maybe. Todd who? We need more cornerbacks. Time to move on from Goff. He had his time. Let's go. My Packers won. Congrats on your win, Mario. Could you see us getting Adam Thielen? I'd love Adam Thielen. Can I see it happening? Absolutely not. I don't see why the Vikings would trade him. They traded Diggs away. They can't get rid of Thielen. I understand that we lost and emotions are high. I do think we need to cut some heads to win a chip, but we need to cut the right heads, and Johnny Hecker is a head you do not cut. Totally. Actually, that's a really good point, Henry. You don't cut Johnny Hecker. Hope your Rams go and playoff next season. Good game, bro. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate you. Is Marcus Mariota available? I believe he's under contract with the Raiders, but it'd be interesting. I would not mind Marcus Mariota. I'm a big fan of his. Should the Rams do what the Eagles did and draft a quarterback? I would say, yeah, if there was a Jalen Hurts available in the second round, but there won't be. I'm not too much of a fan of going out and getting Trask or Mac Jones. So, but again, I have to do more film watching, and I get to. You guys realize I get to dive right into this, right? Like I'm gonna be doing film immediately, but I am gonna be posting videos on like the Packers and whoever wins this game. Ravens, Bills. Oh, Bills are now up 17-3 after a pick six. That's a bummer for the Ravens. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing videos on the remaining teams. I'm going to be on the AJ show every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we started a little bit late because we had some emergency stuff going on, but, I'll be doing that. Podcast, we're going to have interviews. We already interviewed a few players, so we're going to keep doing those draft prospect interviews on the podcast. And then who knows? Maybe we'll get an interview on this channel. I don't know. We'll be doing live streams, draft live streams where we do breakdowns, all sorts of stuff. I just can't get over how well Wolford played and how they moved the ball down the field. I really hope he gets more chances to start games for the Rams. Same here. I'm in that. Brockaflower 1, I'm totally in that boat with you. Henry Ford, Mario, we take it to the chin, bub. Trade Goff to Jags and get Lawrence. If only if it was that simple, Javier. Green Bay losing to New Orleans, enough said. You think so? I don't think so. I think Green Bay's taking it, to be honest with you. They just showed they can win with the run game, and they don't even have to. They had Aaron Rodgers basically ready. Goff needs to go if we want to win a Super Bowl. Amen. You think Cowboys trade for Goff? That would be something. Casuals think Goff lost us the game. Torrey Holt, Hall of Fame. I'm hoping he's a Hall of Famer. He should be. Had a good year. Certain players couldn't make a great play at times. Do you think Goff gets better next year? Could. We'll see. I mean, Jared Goff is a very interesting one. So I have no idea what you're going to get out of Jared Goff. He looked like he was starting to really find his stride, but who knows? Goff played really well. The Rams should have played Bortles. I can't agree with that. I'm sorry. I totally get moving. I was going to say play Goff over Wolford, and I think Wolford's the better quarterback, but I felt like you just can't move away from Goff the way that team rallied around him last game. I can't believe they can't see it. I think Akers, when being the main starter and fully healthy, fills what Gurley was, and the offense gets back to what it was. I think offense becomes way better next year, and we get younger and better. I think the offense is better next year. I think you're going to see a more refined Van Jefferson in his second season. Josh Reynolds and Gerald Everett will be gone. They'll get more opportunities for Tyler Higbee, and they'll get more opportunities for a guy like Bryson Hopkins, give him an opportunity. And then they'll have Akers and Henderson. And don't forget, I mean, Henderson's a good running back. I love Akers. I think Akers is going to be a superstar, but I think Henderson can be that guy too. Like they both, and I compared them to D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Taylor in Carolina. I mean, they could both be special. We'll see, but I think they're both very talented. Bortles would have handled the Packers. I don't agree with that, but like mentioned earlier in the show, the run going, at least take a shot downfield, or just keep throwing the sideline plays and the fast tempo mixing it. I agree. I mean, they went away from what was working, and I don't feel like Green Bay really had much of an answer on defense to their offense when they got in that up-tempo offense. It was just it was a bummer there for sure. What happened to our defense? AD has to be hurt, right? Oh, AD is very hurt. I don't think AD should have played. I think he was at 40%. This game came down to the defense. Donald was hurt, and his teammates knew it. Just saw a report that AD injured himself further in the game today. Oh, Lord. I don't want to hear that. I mean, he'll have a lot of time to prepare, but yeah, definitely don't want to hear that. Now I'm interested. Let's see. I'm checking right now. Where... I don't understand. Where did you see that? I'm trying to find where AD hurt himself more. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm trying to find it. I'm not seeing anything on AD. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If you could drop a link, I'll happily look, but I'm not seeing anything on AD. So I don't know. Do you know who the report was by, Robert? If only Sean McVay would have put Bortles in the fourth, we would have won the game. Alan, I disagree. I just don't think Bortles does anything that Goff didn't do. I mean, I don't know. You're asking him to start for a team. You're asking him to come in and quarterback a team in the playoffs when he's been on the team for 3 weeks. I just don't see how that's realistic. You think there's a real chance for Watson to come to LA? There's a chance. Do I think it's a likely? No. Do I think it's like a 10% chance? Yes. Do I think it's like a 50% chance? No. I think it's like a 10% chance. So there's a chance. All right. Problem is consistency. Both sides of the ball never seem to be hot at the same time. Though the Rams, they're a top team in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, that's always been consistency with them. If the Rams play at their best, I don't think anybody can beat their best. That, simply put. Anytime you upgrade a position, even quarterback, you should look like Watson, but only for a player of that caliber. I agree with that. Rams will never win a Super Bowl with Goff. He needs to go. Get rid of the wood screen on third and forever. Our offense is predictable. Should we get a better center this draft? Blythe was getting beat these last few games. I mean, yeah, I definitely would consider getting a center. I'm a Rams fan too. Momentum killer, 60. Why? YouTube, come on. Moving my... Oh my lord. I was just responding and just how much cap do we actually have? Negative 22. Momentum Killer 63 and AB changed the game to me. Need Corey Littleton back. He would have been a good asset today. Rams need to keep Wolford as Goff insurance. Draft O-line, get a deep threat. Go Pack, go. How true? Goff has to be 100% with his thumb. Can't throw deep accurately. Thank you, Rams, for giving us your first round pick. I appreciate you guys. Oh, you're a Jaguars fan. I got you. That's why you were talking about Bortles. I see. We need Deshaun Watson. Is Goff the franchise quarterback for us? I don't know. Love the helmet, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Troy Hill lost us the game. It was a combination of a lot. Minshew for us. Then I take Goff over this. It's either Watson or Goff. I like Minshew a lot. I wouldn't trade another first round pick for Gardner Minshew, but I like Minshew. If you can get him for cheap, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Goff never. McVay is saying if they can get Deshaun Watson. What? McVay is saying if the Rams can get Deshaun Watson, they will, but Goff is most likely the starter. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Donald's rib, Cup's knee, leg cost us. Rams playoff run. Goff is a warrior, not his fault. I think we need to move Havenstein inside. Look at what it did for Saffold to move inside and play next to Witt. I think Havenstein, some of you guys are talking about cutting Hecker. I'd cut Havenstein, man. That's a lot of money. I'd trade him or cut him. Let's see here. I think next year the Rams are going to be really good. We'll be more healthy. Maybe a bigger threat of Akers. We'll create more ops for play action, deep shots. Also, Van Jefferson ammo can be great. I totally agree with that. Do you think winning window is closing? Not at all. Sean McVay gives you a chance to win any year, so I'm not saying that's closing. Hoping we have Traven Howard starting next year. What's up? Nick Gallaretta. That's my guy. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I like Traven Howard. He was supposed to start this year, and he gets hurt, and he and Kaiser were supposed to start. Goff is 26. People need to chill. They should replace him only for Deshaun. Who else can they say is better? Sam Darnold, Hurts. No, I hear you. I mean, to me, the only two guys that I'd really consider to replace Goff, Wolford, who's on the offense, and Deshaun Watson. I mean, you're going to miss out on all the top quarterbacks. There's not one quarterback you can draft after Lawrence, Lance, Fields, and Wilson that is going to change your team. Kyle Trask isn't going to do it. He's not better than Jared Goff. And Mac Jones, I like him, but I don't love Mac Jones. I wouldn't spend a second rounder when this year you have 3 third-round picks because the 2 compensatories you're getting, a player and a coach compensatory. You have 2 fourth-round picks. I think you have 1 fourth-round pick. So you have 1 fourth round, 3 third rounds, 1 second. I mean, that's it. Like, you don't have your 5th, I don't think. That went to the Browns for Austin Corbett. I went over that earlier, and I totally lost track. Oh, here it is. 1 second, 3 thirds, 1 fourth, 1 sixth, 1 seventh. So I'm not wasting a second rounder on a quarterback if it's not going to be a quarterback that I want. That's my thought on that. Should the Rams give Bryson Hopkins a chance? 100%. He was my top tight end in this draft. I love Bryson Hopkins. Is it weird to say I'm a Packers fan? No, it's not weird at all. Video Maker Studios, you are more than welcome. Let me just be very clear of all my Rams fans. My Rams fans are, very near and dear to me, but everybody here on this channel is very near and dear to me. If you subscribe to this channel, or if you don't and you want to, or just enjoying the content, you mean a lot to me. I had 2 people today that are Packers fans that could be very well in this chat right now watching this. They donated to me. So, yes, I am a Rams fan. I know it comes off as a little alienating, this helmet. I love the helmet. I think it adds to our studio here. And I am wearing an Akers jersey. I am wearing an LA Rams hat. It was a big day for my Rams. but I'm not going to be biased in regards to how I cover this game, how I talk about this game. Like, I'm not going to say, like, the Packers, sucked or anything like that. Like, if you're a Packers fan, you're more than welcome in here. All I ask is that everyone gets along. The trolling happens. It's the internet. People are going to troll. But, like, don't, like, just trash people. Like, that's my only thing. Like, and I'm going to, I've made content. I made Rodgers the GOAT conversation content. If anyone wants to check out that video, why Rodgers is better than Brady, I made that video. I made a video on the Elite Four. It was the Rams. At the time, it was the Rams, Saints, Chiefs, Steelers. I just make a bunch of videos. Hell, I'm pretty good at NHL, FanDuel, DFS, if anyone's interested. I'm going to make some FanDuel videos. DFS videos, if anyone's interested in that. This channel is going to be open for everyone. This is a sports channel, It says Jake Ellenbogen. It does not say Jake Ellenbogen - Rams. This is not Downtown Rams. I want to make this very clear because I love you all, but I don't want to alienate anybody. And if I'm doing that, like, that's not my intention. Because right now, we were talking, it was the Rams-Packers pregame show. And a Vikings fan came in, asked me straight up what I thought about his team. So what I did is I basically, because I follow the league, I told him straight up how I felt about the Vikings. I broke it down. I told him, I like the certain pieces that he has. I told him I'd move on from Mike Zimmer, and that's that. If anybody wants to do that, if a Lions fan wants to come in here and ask me about Dan Campbell like the last stream, I'll tell him straight up how I feel about Dan Campbell. I'll tell him straight up how I feel about Brad Holmes. If anyone wants to ask draft questions, baseball questions, NBA, any of that, I will try and answer the question. I'm never going to just dismiss you unless YouTube doesn't allow me to literally answer your question, which it's done before. I'm never going to dismiss you. So, it's that simple. That was to Video Maker Studios. I just want to be very clear. You are welcome as a Packers fan in this stream. LA needed Corey Littleton today against the type of game Packers brought today. I agree. Corey Littleton was huge. Last time the Rams played the Packers, I was at that game. Flew to LA for vacation, saw that game, and then like 2 days later, I was at I want to say Sony Picture Studios, about to have a tour. I'm in the waiting room with my best friend and my father, and all of a sudden I get an alert that the Rams traded for Dante Fowler. I was on cloud nine. I love Fowler, so I was very happy about that pickup. Let's see. Should the Rams invest in punt kick returner? I mean, yeah, not too much money. I like Tutu Atwell in the draft, but, there's other guys. Do you agree Jared Goff must go? I don't agree Jared Goff must go. I don't think it's a, get him out of here situation. I think if you get Deshaun Watson, sure. And if, John Wolford beats him out for the starter, I think you keep him. And, maybe if you can trade him, sure. But, I don't know. I wouldn't say we have to get, I wouldn't say the Rams have to get rid of him by any stretch. Would you like to see the Rams bring in Trubisky? I mean, he's an interesting one there. He's mobile. Much mobile Jared Goff. I think he struggles, to make quick reads and decisions, and I don't know. I don't have an issue against Trubisky, but I want a mobile quarterback and somebody that makes their reads. Which, here's my thing: how many of you can say 100% Trubisky is a better option than Wolford right now? Because I don't think I can, and for that reason, I would just stick with Wolford. Do you think Brandon Staley broke us apart tonight? Because offense was awesome. Brandon Staley didn't play. He didn't coach his best game when he needed to the most. His defense bailed out the Rams all season long, and unfortunately, when his best player went down with an injury, they showed that he wasn't able to make the adjustments he needed to make. It's kind of how I took that. See y'all at Cabo. Why is everyone going to Cabo? Is that like you lose in the the playoffs and you're just time to go? Yeah, interesting. Big pass on Trask. A mobile quarterback would be huge. I agree, Richard. I'm not a huge Trask fan. Rams should draft quarterback Desmond Ridder of Cincinnati. Okay, so Ridder, I did a video. I was literally. Tell you this right now. I jumped the gun. I was doing a breakdown video of Desmond Ridder. I was so excited, and then he announced he was staying at Cincinnati, so I canned the video. Desmond Ridder is probably going to be a first rounder next year, but had he come out, it would have been huge for the Rams. I would have picked him in the second. He would have been awesome. I really do. I think he's got all the He has the same traits that I saw out of Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech. So take that for how you will. I get the same feeling I did about Patrick Mahomes. I could be wrong, but I get the same feeling I did about Patrick Mahomes. Do you think if we had beaten the Bills, we would be where they are at today? What's the Bills score now? 17-3. Wow, I'm surprised at this score, to be honest with you. I'm really surprised. I thought the Ravens defense or the Ravens would run harder and have success, and it looks like the Bills are just doing a nice job of not allowing them to play their style of football. Cool. Yeah. No, I mean I don't think the Rams winning in week 3 would change anything. I don't. I don't think it would change where they are today. You get that extra win. It doesn't really. All it means is that you probably host Seattle in the wild card game. That's about all it changes, So I don't know. Troy Hill is such a bum. Aaron was obviously Hill. Yeah, I don't know. Troy Hill was really good this year, guys. I'm not going to bag on Troy Hill. Troy Hill didn't lose the game. Troy Hill played poorly, but he had huge games down the stretch. He had the big pick 6, in I forget which game it was. I want to say Seattle. Yeah, I'm not going to bag on Troy Hill. I thought he had a really good season. Of course, YouTube. Kind of looks as if the Steelers are going to trade Juju. I know he doesn't have the best attitude, but he's a good receiver and a pretty good deep threat. Would you see us getting him? No, Big Nate, I wouldn't see that. He's going to be a free agent. They're not going to trade him, and the Rams just can't afford him. He's going to be in the $18 to $22 million range. I mean, he's super young. He's only one of 3 receivers in the league that is he had his first 1,300-yard season before he was 25. I don't know. It's something crazy. Juju's having a really good career. I don't see it. Hecker's our punter and field goal holder. They should have used tight end more. Hey, guys, let's chill out in the comments so we can catch up. Yeah, I'm trying, man. Oh, man, it's not easy. When they showed Aaron Donald tearing up that hit, Ravens quarterback got knocked out. Wait, Lamar got hurt? Oh, no, that's not good. I love Lamar. Goff can play. I don't know why people want him gone. Trade Goff and Kupp for Watson. No, stop with the Kupp trade. They don't need to trade Cooper Kupp. If they trade Goff for Watson, they would need picks. They wouldn't need to trade Cooper Kupp. Y'all trying to trade number 10. Shame on you. No, I'm kidding. You just ran into the best quarterback of all time, and the Rams are fine. Goff played well. Alex, I agree. I mean, the Rams played against the best quarterback of all time, and they played against him without their best player 100% healthy, and they still had a shot. Let's see. Do you think Les and the Rams will even find it worth putting in an offer for Watson? Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll call around and see if they can make it happen. Defense let us down. Goff played well, still not great. Maybe Rams can utilize Goff and Wolford next season. Need to recognize Goff with the Rams for a while unless something big happens, just saying. Rams were not playing their best today. Who's your baseball and basketball team? I like the Yankees and Lakers. Oh, my Lord, YouTube. Come on. Packers fan here, too. Go, Pack, go. All I'm going to say is you guys put up a valiant effort. Goff played fine. Y'all are crazy. Defense lost it for the Rams. Oh, hell no. Goff is... I can't read that. That looks like that's in German. Fabi Snow. I'm sorry. I can't read that. I don't know German. Goff is trash. We need a mobile quarterback. Give Bryce Perkins a chance. Sorry, thought you were German. I said Goff isn't the same like the X. Years before, we need a change there. Van taking Josh's spot. He is. I'm a Packers fan, so I don't know much about Goff, but he was not the reason the Rams lost. I agree with that. Should the Rams trade for Ryan Fitz? No, but I like Ryan Fitzpatrick. Well, no, he was not, but he was the factor that held this team back. I wouldn't say Goff held this team back. Not in this game. Yankees, Lakers, LOL bandwagon. No, man, I'm from New York, so I don't really like any of the New York teams. And I've liked New York Yankees since I can remember. And my dad is actually from Southern California, and he was a Lakers, Rams, Kings, and He was a Lakers, Rams, Kings fan, and when he came back here because he moved back to New York, he just kept all those teams. I have my own following with hockey, and I'm all over the place because I like the Red Wings at first, and then I switched to the Vegas Knights, and I have a soft spot for Edmonton and New Jersey. So I mean that's kind of where I'm at right now. But no, I haven't. I don't bandwagon teams. I mean, you could argue I bandwagon Alabama because I like Kansas, USC, and Alabama. I like Kansas because I have family in Lawrence. I like USC because I liked them ever since I watched Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart years ago. And I've liked Alabama for the last 10 years because I just thought it was funny. Like, they got all this hate, and I just like Nick Saban, and I just like how he churns out talent constantly. And I don't know. That like that it's I don't really use those biases in my evaluations for the draft. I know there were some people like they were surprised like I was a USC fan. I had Darnold as like my number 2 quarterback instead of number 1. But yeah, I don't bandwagon. I don't have any issue with anybody that does. I just think ultimately I'm never gonna shame anybody for bandwagon because I'll just when the Rams win a Super Bowl and someone bandwagons the Rams, I'll just enjoy it way more than the person that's bandwagon. So that's how it all comes out in the wash. Let's see here. Where were we at? Okay, Rams could trade up and take Desmond Ridder in 2022 with their first round pick. Yeah, but we'll have to see with that. I freaking love you for doing this for us. It's AMA_Rams, by the way. Oh, Henry Ford's AMA_Rams. You reached out to me on Twitter. By the way, I do have a Twitter, guys, at JKBoganDTSN. I follow back. Simple as that. I'm not too big to not follow people back. I was kind of find that funny when it's like someone has like 4,000 followers, but like they only have like 200 people that they follow. I don't know. It's like a status thing. It's kind of weird. Yeah, but no, appreciate that, AMA_Rams. Yeah, I really enjoy following you. You're a good follow on there. Unicorn Sisters is Terrell Lewis always going to be hurt? What do you think about Taylor Rapp role next season? I don't even know, to be honest with you. Taylor Rapp I thought had a stinger. Why was he out for 6 games is a really good question I have to ask. Terrell Lewis scares the living hell out of me because it looked like a solid pickup in the 3rd round, but I wasn't totally sold on him, and the injuries worried me. And now here we are with the injuries that worried me that are worrying me even more. So not a good look. We'll see, but I'm not. I feel good, though, that they got Justin Hollins and they got Derek Rivers. Hopefully they hang on to Derek Rivers. Justin Hollins is under contract for the next 2 to 3 years, I think. So I like that they did that because they didn't do that. They'd be in a little bit of trouble. Jam, I wonder if there was enough practice or film study to at least really prepare for this game. They kind of seem lost, no communication. Maybe I'm wrong. We are just feeling this loss. Yeah, I think it's understandable to feel that way. I mean, I will never be the person that said they didn't prepare enough because I don't have that information to even tell you if they did or didn't do that. But yeah, no, I hear you there for sure. Tough loss. It really is. At the end of the day, that's what I would say. But I saw Alan Lazard's contract is ending soon. It probably won't happen, but do you think it would benefit us to? Alan Lazard almost broke my legs. I forgot to tell you this. For everyone, I was at the Senior Bowl, and Alan Lazard caught a touchdown, and he caught and then fell to the ground and slid about 5 yards. And I was near the sideline, and he almost took me out and broke my legs. I've been hit by a car. I think Alan Lazard would have hurt more than the car. I'm just saying. So would they? Would they benefit from it? I mean, I like Lazard, but I don't think he's like a superstar by chance. So I don't know. I don't think that they would do that. They have negative $22 million in cap. You have to keep in mind. So it's not like they don't really get a guy like that. I think Goff is a good quarterback, but we can't progress with him. I don't know if that's true, but, defense will be a lot better next year. Let Hill, Brown, Reynolds, and Ebukam walk, develop a long-term quarterback, attack free agency, trade for some good players, maybe Miller if possible for a final season. I don't know what's going on with Von Miller. That's some wacky stuff going on, though. Pats, Lakers, Yankees was the bandwagon special in the late 2000s. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been a fan of all my teams since the 90s. So I don't. I wouldn't like the Rams if I was a bandwagon fan, you know? I mean, and if anybody wants to challenge me on my Rams fandom, I remember when Jeff Smoker started. I remember when Keith Null started. I remember when Scott Covington started. I remember when Marshall Faulk was the emergency backup quarterback. I remember watching Gus Frerotte throw 6 interceptions. I remember actually Craig Dahl was good, and then the next year he was horrible. I remember Darian Stewart. I remember Jamie Duncan at linebacker. I mean, I could go down the list. I remember when the best receiver on the team was arguably Laurent Robinson, and then he went to the Cowboys and blew up. I remember the 2009 season going 1-15, being horrible enough to get Sam Bradford, but 2012 not being horrible enough to get Andrew Luck. Remember picking Jason Smith and hating every single pick, every single moment of that pick. I remember getting Chris Long, number 2 overall out of Virginia. Really liked that pick. I remember when they got Robert Quinn, who fell in the draft because of the, it was, what was it? The tumor that he had. It was a benign tumor, but he still fell in the draft because of it. I remember when Michael Brockers fell into their lap, a guy that they didn't even want. They were targeting Justin Blackmon, and then he went, and then they were targeting Michael Floyd, and then he went, and then the reports came out that Jeff Fisher slammed a glass down and broke it in his hand because he was so mad. I remember Denari Alexander. Obviously, I think Denari Alexander, hot take, would have been like the next Randy Moss if he didn't get hurt. 6'5", 4 speed, just an unreal talent when healthy. And then he showed you that when the Rams cut him, because Jeff Fisher didn't know what he was doing by cutting him. He cut him, and then give it about a month later, he was with the Chargers and Phillip Rivers and being a monster. So I'm not a bandwagon fan of the Rams. If anybody questions that, I remember when Kenneth Darby was running the football and the referee punched him in the face. I could tell you, I remember too many things about the Rams to be considered a bandwagon Rams fan. We'll just say that. Stem Bailey, yeah. I'm a big Stem Bailey fan. If he didn't get shot in the head, Stem Bailey would have been a good player in the league. He was very similar to me. The way Jarvis Landry plays the game, Stem Bailey played the game. You just don't know him because Jarvis Landry was a big LSU guy. Stem Bailey was at West Virginia, but he was always overshadowed by Tavon Austin. Let's see. I'm getting a FaceTime while I'm on live stream. My buddy Vinny. So what do you think about the odds? Okay, so I have Watson going to the Rams at 10%. Who should the Rams get at DC if Staley leaves? I think they should just promote from within and roll with Aubrey Pleasant, who's in the secondary coach or cornerbacks coach. If they don't, then they have some interesting options, don't they? I mean, first off, if they go out of the way, because I would go Aubrey Pleasant or I would go Eric Henderson. But if those guys don't work out, they have some options. And I don't know if they would go out and get a Brent Venables from Clemson. I don't think he would leave unless it was a coaching position. I still don't know if he would leave. But I mean, if they could somehow sweet talk their way to get Jack Del Rio as a defensive coordinator, that'd be interesting. It's funny. All these names were coming to mind, and then I completely forgot all of them. Oh, Matt Patricia is another one. If they wanted to go out and get Matt Patricia now that he's been fired, that'd be interesting. But I don't know. Those are probably some names there. I could probably think of more, but they're not coming to mind. Goff didn't lose it for us, but he isn't clutch. Rams need a quarterback who isn't afraid to back down, and we need an alpha quarterback. Get a real preseason and some offense adjustments to a bit more of a dink and dunk. Rams will crush it in 21. Let's see. Jets are rumored to trade Darnold. Do you think Rams should try to get him? I don't know how good Darnold is compared to Goff and Wolford. That's the problem. I like Darnold. I don't think the Jets are trading him. And the reason I don't think that is because they brought in Robert Saleh. And Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded coach. I don't necessarily think they're going to go offensive-minded in the way of going out and getting a different guy. I think they do believe in Darnold, and that's why they stuck with him. Goff is still slow in pulling the trigger, takes those sacks. I do agree with that. Trade for Tua, I don't see how that would help. Let's see here. I still hope they give Wolford another chance. Window of opportunity is getting smaller for my Rams. Hopefully next year is the year. Thank you, entire team, for a great season. God bless and peace with you all. Thank you, Kevin. That was very nice of you. Julian Sniper 21. How did you get hit by a car? Well, my moronic ass decided to run across the road in rush hour traffic because I was at McDonald's with my friends, and I had to be over by the mall, which is across the street. And this was, I want to say 2011. Oh, yeah, it was the day after the Rams lost to the Seattle Seahawks and Charlie Whitehurst. Nightmare. And I ran across the street, and I got hit by a car going 65, turning around a bend. It was a Volkswagen minivan, and I flipped like 6 times. I sprained my ankle. I cracked my pelvis. Had like a giant laceration on my head. And I'll tell you right now, it didn't feel like, it didn't hurt at first. Like, it just felt like force. I was in shock. I could hear it coming, so I tried to jump over the van, and it's kind of hard to do that. I didn't have like a crazy, I didn't have a crazy jump like, some of these NFL players. So I don't know. That's how I got hit by the car. I won't bore you with the details, but yeah, I'm alive. And if Lazard hit me, it would have hurt more. I'm just going to say that. Let's see here. Oh my God. YouTube. I'm not going to say I hate you, but you're pissing me off. Goff doesn't have the killer instinct. I get that. I see what you're saying. What do you think the future with Goff will look like? Honestly, Goff is very similar. He reminds me of Drew Bledsoe in a sense. He reminds me of Cam Newton in a sense. But now it's the question: does he back? Was this the sign of something where he was moving forward, pissed off Goff? He finally saw the bench and was like, never again. Does it click for him, or is this all kind of? Is it up in the air? Does he come back with this level of play? That's the question. Nah, you're fine, bro. You're not a wagon hopper, I can tell, but you have no idea how many Laker, Pats, and Yankees fans I met back in the day. Oh, I know. Trust me. It is funny. That is the case. Taylor Austin was a Packer. He is a Packer. He was a Ram first. Should the Rams trade for Jameis Winston? I love Jameis Winston. I wouldn't trade for him because he's going to be a free agent. If he's cheap, I wouldn't mind grabbing him. I absolutely love Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, when healthy, he's a top 16 quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, he should have been starting. I made a video on this channel about him starting for the Saints, and I still stand by it. Playing Taysom Hill over him was a joke. I know it worked out for them, but it worked out because of their defense, not because of Taysom Hill, and also because of their Alvin Kamara. Let's see. I've been a Rams fan since the 70s. I remember when they tried Joe Namath at quarterback. That's funny. Semin Bailey. Do you think Aaron Donald will be remembered as the greatest D and tackle in history? Yes. Io, hell no. The problem is I don't know what you were responding to. He was a Cooper Kupp in a way. We should prioritize drafting O-line. They were mediocre. Not having Big Wit hurt us later in that part of the season. What does the future for the Rams look like, say, 5 years? I say they at least won a Super Bowl, maybe 2. We need a new version of Willie Flipper Anderson. He was a deep threat and very good wideout. Do you think Kupp injury is actually his ACL? No, I don't think so. I think it's a knee contusion, and it just got worse as the week went on, and he felt like he couldn't play. I don't know. Who do you think can take punt returner, kick returner duties next season? Well, they have, because they claimed Raymond Calais. Because they claimed Raymond Calais and they signed him off the practice squad, I think they keep that contract that he had with the Bucks. So I would imagine it'd be Raymond Calais. I believe the defense didn't play very good today. Agree. In my opinion, I'm a Rams fan, by the way. Welcome, Jonah. We need tackles on both sides. Goff better make wearing those gloves permanent. I agree. He looked really good with the gloves on compared to the other. I thought the ball looked better coming out of his hand with the gloves on. Funny enough. Um, I thought Goff played well. I don't know what the hate is about. Clearly, the defense couldn't get the job done today. Simple enough. Give the guy some credit. Oh, no, I agree with that. I don't know if you're talking to me, Eric, but I agree with that. I was definitely giving him credit. Um, from what I've seen, the old school LA Rams were a playoff team that could never get over the hump. I'm starting to feel that way with these teams so far. I don't know. They went to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to give up on them just yet. Wolford is that quarterback that can move, take shots downfield. Goff is the easy take a hit, completing short passes quarterback. Let's be different, change up quarterback throughout game next season. See what happens. Chargers going to be competing soon. I think so. I think the Chargers are a coach away. I mean, a lot of those games they should have won. It came down to poor coaching at the end. So I like Anthony Lynn, but he wasn't cutting it. Just saying, putting it out there. No, I hear you, Jam. Goff throws a tighter spiral wearing those gloves. Yes, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, why does that ball look better coming out of his hand? Yeah, keep the gloves on. Bring back JoJo Natson. I could do without that. Could Goff force his way if Wolford gets the start next season? Could he force his way out? Absolutely. I could totally see that, but I don't know. He's a competitor. I think he'd fight for his job. Rams need some first-round picks. They made their bed. Now they have to lay in it. I don't think it's too bad to not have picks. I mean, they always make it work. It wasn't Goff's gloves. It was his mindset. Not talking about you, bro, but been hearing it a lot from everyone. Goff did his part. Some of the sacks were on his protection also. No, I agree. In the last play of the game where he gets sacked like violently, like what do you expect Goff to do? Like he had guys in his face like from the get-go. Alana McCullum is laughing, but I don't know what she's laughing at. Big Nate, what do you think is the hardest hitter on our defense? I think it's between Jalen and John Johnson. Oh, what's happening? How? What? Aren't they down? I don't understand. I'm so confused. Like I'm getting text messages that the Ravens could win this game, and they're down 17-3. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So Lamar Jackson got taken out, and now Tyler Huntley is in. Is that what I'm seeing here? Interesting. Okay. On that note, I told you, man, gloves are the way. Oh, sorry. Who do you think is the hardest hitter on our defense? I think it's between Jalen and John Johnson. I think Jalen Ramsey hits really hard. I'm going to say Jalen Ramsey. We got to get a ring for AD before he Kevin Durant's us. Do you think he'll leave the Rams to do that? No. I think AD is going to retire a Ram or at least play until, he leaves and is not as effective. I'm a Packers fan, but Cam Akers stiff arm as Zadarius was sick. I agree. That was a crazy stiff arm. And Zadarius Smith is a huge human being. So that was crazy. Do you think with a new quarterback we will be a top 5 team? Kind of feel like a healthy defense and a healthy Aaron Donald, and this was a top 5 team. Go Ram. Thoughts on Jamie Newman? I haven't really watched a ton on him. I know there's a lot of people saying he's like a second-round talent. I guess we'll see, but I wasn't super impressed with him. But, I'll have a breakdown on this channel of Jamie Newman, and I'll try to get all 22. So, really don't want Chargers winning it before us. That would be the worst. Yeah, that wouldn't be. I hope the Chargers do well. I honestly want both teams to succeed. It's not like the Clippers and Lakers. So as a Lakers fan, like the Clippers just annoy me because they act so entitled and they feel like they're already there. And I don't even think they've been in the Western Conference Finals. But like, I don't know, the Chargers, they kind of got annoying early on. It was all the battle for LA, but that was like a marketing thing. Like the players weren't like that annoying. I don't know. I don't root against them. And I actually really liked Anthony Lynn. And watching Hard, I was kind of hoping that they would be better. I really like Justin Herbert. I think he's the best quarterback in LA. So, you know, we're almost at the 2 hour mark, and I'm almost ready to pack it in. Let's see. I think we saw how important Donald is to not only this defense but the whole team. If AD at 100%, the rest of the D line struggle to get pressure. I agree with you, Eric. Jordan Fuller seemed to regress the last few weeks. Fuller couldn't wrap up on his tackle. I did notice that Jordan Fuller wasn't playing with the same fire he normally did. You notice all the quarterbacks McVay drafted are mobile quarterbacks. You think McVay will try to get a mobile quarterback he likes next season? Yeah, I did notice that. I was one of the first people to point out that all the quarterbacks that have ever been in McVay's system since he joined, it's been what? Blake Bortles, mobile. Brandon Allen, mobile. John Wolford, mobile. And Bryce Perkins, mobile. So, yeah. Matthew Stafford trade? Are you asking me about? I mean, I love Matthew Stafford. I think he's Aaron Rodgers light, but I wouldn't mind him. Let's see here. Rumor about Deshaun Watson and the Rams. Stephen A. confirmed. Yeah, I saw the rumor. It's interesting. I won't take it with a grain of salt, but I'm not going to say it's 100% going to happen. Kurt Warner was great at throwing his receiver open. Oh yeah, he was. He was awesome. Goff doesn't throw his receivers open. I hardly ever see Goff lead his receivers open. I get that. Let's see here. What do you think is going to happen to John Johnson III? Unfortunately, Jonah, I don't think the Rams can bring him back. They just don't have the money. What happened to Trace McSorley? He tore his ACL, I think, and that's why he wasn't in this game. Do you hope Bryce Perkins will have an opportunity? I would like Bryce Perkins to get an opportunity. I actually interviewed him. That interview you can find on my channel. I did it with Alexis Kraft for Downtown Rams. Are we keeping Goff? I would imagine so. Need to upgrade our offensive tackles, not holding the line. If Sean McVay was the head coach in 2016 with the first overall pick, who would he have chosen? No doubt he would have chosen Carson Wentz. It's a great question, though. I'm going to the Rams game in Cincinnati next year. If you were there, I'd love to take a picture with you. I appreciate that, Big Nate. Yeah, I mean, if I'm there, I'll let you know. I was supposed to move to LA this year, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So maybe I'll be in Cincinnati. I don't know. I'm going to try to go to as many Rams games as I can. I was planning on going to like 4 or 5 this year, but that blew up in my face. To be fair, it blew up in a lot of people's face. I don't think anybody thought COVID was going to come, but it did. If Sean McVay was the head coach in 2016 with the first... Okay, I just answered that. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired over here. If Floyd isn't reasonable with his price, finding an edge rusher is crucial. The last couple of draft picks aren't the answer. Obo, Ibukam, Lewis. Problem is they've spent draft capital in them, especially Lewis of last year. It's tough, man. But they did get Justin Hollins, who I feel really good about. So that's good. Who should we pick with our second round pick? Oh, man, I mean, I need to watch more film, and like by more film I mean a lot more film. Right now, I mean, I don't even know. I really like what's his face from Oklahoma. He's got a really cool name. I can't remember his name. Not for the life of me. Why can't I remember his name? Anyone in Oklahoma, interior offensive lineman? I don't know what's going on, but like it's not in the brain right now. Let's see. Go Pack, go. Congrats on your win, Cookie 45. I think Kevin O'Connell was solid this season. Deadpooler, don't worry, I'm still trying to figure this out. I had somebody in mind. Creed Humphrey, Oklahoma interior offensive line. I like his size, 6'5", 316. I like, the fact that I think he's a legit starting center at the next level. And overall, this is somebody that had 36 straight starts, 3-year starter. I like him. And like I said, I need to watch not just a little bit more film. I need to watch a lot more film, which I will, and I will have those breakdowns for you. And you need to keep this in mind. I do my breakdowns as well as I can. Any criticism is well, received, well appreciated. But at the end of the day, I'm not a pro scout. I will never be a pro scout, but I'm not a pro scout. And I do the best I can with those breakdown videos. So I saw someone, I don't remember who commented, but someone said I didn't show the plays, the right plays. I showed all the plays in the last breakdown of the Rams defense against Seattle. So, I didn't really understand that, but either way, I'm going to try. I think I'm actually better at breaking down film as like a scout perspective than breaking it down, going back, watching the tape and, because I'm not the best with the play calling and things like that. I don't know, I'm learning. It's as simple as that. I didn't play football growing up. I wish I had, but played football. But I love football. It's my favorite sport. It's like another science. I love learning more and more, and that's the thing. With football, you learn more and more, every day, it seems like. So I'll be trying to, make the best content I can, but just keep that in mind that, my breakdowns are as good as they can be. It's what I see and what I feel, and that's about that. So, but yeah, guys, I'm getting so tired, and I don't want to ruin this stream. I feel like it's going downhill. It's not going downhill. We have 60 people watching, so appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate everybody that's donated today. It really does mean a lot. You never have to. If you want to, it's appreciated, but you never have to. I'm never somebody that begs for the donation. But again, I do appreciate it, and we'll either keep doing these live streams daily, or we'll just keep the content out and do live streams more often. You drop in the comments though before I leave. What do you maybe don't hit my chin on the mic. What do you most want to see me focus on moving forward with the channel? Just drop it below. I'll hang on to the comments, and that's what I'll do. I'll hang on to the comments, and that's how I'll attack it. I'll attack it the way I'm going to, but I'm really curious to see how everybody wants me to tackle this channel. What content do you want to see moving forward? Just drop it right now. Don't be shy. They say the people that don't play football are best at breaking down film and understanding the game. Appreciate that. I like that comment, Cookie45. That's a good point. Ramsey couldn't cover. Najee Harris, Steven Jackson 2.0. I think we go after him. I don't think they're going to pick a running back, CJ. I do not, but who knows? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. What do you think I should do? What content do you want to see moving forward? And if you say NBA content, I'll do NBA content. I'm really curious what the majority of my sub base wants. Weekly live stream on NFL news, Rams draft, free agency news, and prospect going forward sounds good to me. Cool. So, yeah, focusing on the NFL, it's kind of what my plan is. If I can, I was going to do a video on Kyrie Irving, but I felt like it was too much of a bashing video. I don't want my videos to be just bashing. I don't want my videos to be straight after bashing. I want to see straight up. I want to give you guys content that you feel like, wow, I learned something today, or wow, that was really entertaining. Not like Kyrie Irving sucks. And here's why he sucks. Because he's not a good teammate, and he's a cancer in the locker room, and he gives up on his team, and he got his coach, Kenny Atkinson, fired. No, I just decided not to do it. So I'm not. I will say this. I'll go down on the record. I am not a fan of the Nets trade at all. First off, it shouldn't have even been accepted because Karis LeVert literally has something going on with his kidney, so he didn't even pass the physical. But whatever, NBA man. Okay, cool. So we're getting stuff in. Daily updates on everything Rams, Rams transactions, feedback, opinion. This channel is named after you. You have some pretty good opinions and smarts. I want to see everything and anything Jake. Wow, appreciate you, Henry. Preferably Rams. There's going to be Rams content. Don't worry. I might get more NFL oriented. I might. Here's what I'll do. So I'm going to create this plan, and I'm just going to either put it on a whiteboard or something to remind myself. But straight up, what I want to do is I want to focus on the breakdowns. I'm going to have a breakdown of this game, the Rams-Packers game, if you guys want to check that out. I'm going to do that. Just give me some time, but I'm going to do that. And then the breakdowns in all 22, I'm going to get the all 22 or as much as I can of the college tape, which is hard to get, but I have my ways. I know people. So I'll get the all 22 college tape, exclusive type of stuff for the channel. We'll break down film. Might even do a live stream when I'm breaking down the film of something. And then I'll have mock drafts. We could have interactive mock drafts. I could do a live stream with mock drafts. I could have other people on. I'm trying to think what else. I could also do a mock draft for all 32 teams, like a simple 7th round for each team, breaking it down, rebuilding. I don't know if anybody would be interested in like a rebuilding series where I do the teams that I think need help and, talk about how they could fix their teams. I have all sorts of ideas. This is what happens when you give somebody like me a platform. I'm kind of a mad scientist in the lab, so I can't wait. I'm really excited for the future. I know it sounds weird. I'm excited. The Rams just lost like a few hours ago, and I'm excited right now, but it has nothing to do with that. I kind of look at, what's moving forward. I love the growth of this channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I think we'll get there before the end of the month. But yeah, it just means a lot, with everybody's support and just dropping that below. Interviews with Higbee or other players. I'd love to get an interview on here. I have a few players I made some friends with, and I'm not just talking like they've been on the podcast before. Like I've been in touch with them. Maybe get, we'll see if we can get Terrell Burgess on here. That'd be cool. He's been on the show twice. Analyze potential prospects. That's definitely happening. 100%. More collabs with other Rams fans. What a roller coaster of a season. Happy overall. Can't wait for Cabo. Everyone's talking about Cabo. Do you know how bad is the Rams CAO? I don't know what that means. But anyway, I love you guys. I need to get off here. I might do another video, or I might go home. I'm probably just going to go home, to be honest with you. I've spent a lot of time, 2 hours with you guys. I recorded a podcast, did a 2-hour video, a 2-hour show for AJ Show earlier. You can check that out. Link is in the bio. Subscribe to the AJ Show. Follow me on Twitter at JKBoganDTSN. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We're doing a giveaway, $50 Amazon card. That's all I got for you guys. I tried to make it end on a high note, and I feel like I was fading a little bit, but you guys keep injecting it. It's like a shot. Like you guys, every time you comment stuff, and it's like you keep injecting energy into me. I could probably go another hour. It's probably not healthy for me though. So I might end up getting, no, it's 11:21. I'm not going to get that pizza I wanted. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. I don't just say that, and like I truly mean it. And maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow. How's that sound? Maybe if I get the coach's film tomorrow, we'll do a breakdown, and maybe it'll be live, maybe it won't. I fixed my issue with the video, so we'll be good with that. And also be sure to subscribe to the Downtown Rams podcast, or follow it on all your podcast platforms. Alexis and I just put out our podcast and broke down the game. And we're going to be having all sorts of draft interviews on there. So, be sure if you like prospect interviews, we had 130 of them in 2019. 130 of them. So keep this in mind. We interview prospects. We do it all the time. I've been doing it since, I think, 2017, I want to say, or 2016. I interviewed George Kittle on my phone. Like back in the day when I was super, super small, didn't have all this equipment, all that. So, that's all. I'm just rambling at this point. I love you guys so much. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy Sunday. I'll be back maybe tomorrow. If not, I'll be back soon. And as always, signing off for the final time of the Rams 2020-2021 season.